And Merry Christmas, everybody. It is a beautiful Sunday, Christmas Eve, and hopefully you'll see this video before Christmas or on Christmas. But if it's after Christmas, I'm sorry. Anyways, today we're going to talk about Demon values, but first, let's go ahead and pop the garage. Yes, I could go from the inside out, but this never gets boring to watch this thing be revealed, this glorious machine. If you didn't watch my last video, go watch it. You'll be glad that you did. It was a lot of fun. We had 3 special editions on the freeway rolling together. Got to meet a bunch of subscribers. Got to let somebody drive my Demon. Yes, I let that happen. So if your head's exploding right now, you need to go watch that video. It was awesome to watch his reaction. He owns an Audi R8. So to put him behind the wheel of this monster was cool to see his reaction. Great guy, and I trusted him. And I figured if something horrible happened, it would also make a great video of me crying on the side of the road, but it still worked, and hopefully you'll go watch that video. But today we're going to talk about the values on these things. These things are not worth what people think they're worth. What I went through yesterday at Cars and Coffee was a lot of people talking about how expensive these things are online and at dealerships in the belief that they're actually selling for those prices. And I believe, and I'm pretty confident that based on the information I have and know, that the values on these things are dropping, which in my opinion, even though I own one, it is a good thing. It is a very good thing because there's a chance that more of these will end up in the hands of people who will actually take them out and use them. But now, let's go ahead and start this thing up. It is a legitimate cold start, even though it's a warm day. And we're standing in front, so it's not the same effect, but trust me, it sounds great. Let's jump in this thing and have a conversation. And by the way, red key is in use because there is no black key. Little fun fact, the Demon does not come with a black key. You know, also doesn't come with a brake release. You gotta use your foot. On my Swinger, there's a little lever here where I can pull it and pop the brake. Here, you gotta go down, put the brake on, which is normal, push it in and let it go. Somewhere along the line of the Swinger, I got this hand thing. There's no hand thing. So when I took delivery of the car, I reached down a little further and popped the hood, fully embarrassing myself at the dealership, which was awesome. All right, so it is Christmas Eve, everybody, and I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And we've got a Happy New Year coming up, and certainly I am excited about the new year with this amazing car. But I'll tell you that right now what's taking place online and what I'm watching and what I'm hearing from my contacts at dealerships and just what the overall market is dictating, that these cars are, I'm going to say, plummeting in value, crashing in value. I want to be a little bit bombastic, if you will. That way, hopefully, it'll get across to some of you that are waiting for the opportunity to maybe snatch one up at $250,000. Hopefully you're not, and hopefully after this video, you will be more patient and realize that you are going to get your bite at the Demon apple. If you want, if you're willing to pay a little bit to play, you're going to get, you know what, we're going to go right because I'm going to give you a nice pull in this thing before we pull over and have a conversation. But you are going to get a chance to get these at a much more reasonable price. Still high, no question, but a much more reasonable price. And why would I do a video about Demon values crashing when I have a Demon? Well, here's why. Because I'm trying to, despite the haters in the comment section, I'm trying to be transparent and honest, despite the fact that it would be self-psychology for me to sit here and tell myself how much this car is going to go up in value, and I just made the best financial decision of my life, and that now I'm sitting on $100,000+ in equity, and now I'm secured from any downturn in any market. I can sell this thing immediately, put 6 figures in my pocket. I would love to think that, and some of you have said that in the comments, and I appreciate that. And certainly for a minute there, it felt that way with the immediate excitement on the launch of these cars going for ridiculous values at auction, at dealerships, people running in, YouTubers running in and dropping $100,000 over. Now, you all know, if you've been watching the channel a while, I did not pay a markup. I would not pay a markup, and there's a whole long story behind this whole thing, but I'll tell you this much. I wouldn't have bought it. I just wouldn't have bought it with a markup. There's just no way. One, I like to have a little cushion, little equity in the car in case something was to go sideways. in the economy and the car market that I wouldn't be stuck in a car. Every one of my cars I can exit out of in literally 30 days or less, probably 2 weeks or less, because I'm not buried in them or I have enough to be able to buy my way out of them. It's not me flexing, it's just that I am so utterly paranoid about losing money unnecessarily that, this guy's waving at me, that I make sure I buy right, or I put myself in a situation to never fall victim again to bad financial decisions. And for those of you who have never watched my other videos, go watch one of my older videos where I share that I have lost everything. I've been brought to my knees. I've been in bankruptcy court. I have literally just been turned upside down, all the change shaked out of my pocket, to be left with nothing, and to be sitting there thinking to myself, there is no one I could blame but myself. I was an absolute idiot. Now, I promise you that will never happen again. So I bought the car right, but I wouldn't have paid more because I don't want to find myself in a situation where I'm stuck or buried in any car ever again. I learned that lesson with the CL55 Mercedes AMG that I shared in my other videos, to where I sat for a solid 5 years never getting ahead with any equity in that car. No matter how much time I paid on it, that car just kept depreciating so hard and so fast. So now, buying this thing, I feel really good that I'm not going to, get hurt. And that is a beautiful thing. But I'm not gonna make what some of you think I'm gonna make on this car if I was to ever sell it. Woo! Which, for that reason, I don't think I can ever sell this car. This thing is insane. One commenter said, oh, he'll flip it in 3 months or 6 months or something like that. I don't know that I'll ever get my hands on something this fun. I've reached the pinnacle of the Dodge product, and I don't think anything is going to come after this that's going to get me excited. And I promise you, nothing with an electric motor is going to get me excited. Call me old, call me a boomer, which I'm not, by the way. I'm Gen X, which means I can take a lot of crap, but I'm not going to drive an electric car. All right, let's pull in here and have a conversation. Oh God, how'd that sound? Hopefully it sounded great to you guys. Let's pull in here and have a conversation. So I have no intention on flipping this car, selling this car. There just doesn't make any sense. I bought it so right that I might as well sit on it. But I do expect that the value is going to continually drop, and I'll let you know where I think it's going to fall. I'll let you know what I think this car is worth, and I'll let you know why I think you're going to be able to get one for a really good deal. Let's set this camera up on the dash and get into it. So yesterday at Cars and Coffee, you would think that everyone, I mean like 100+ people came up to me and talked to me about the car, and we're looking at the car, admiring the car. It was shocking because I expected only the Mopar people even know what the hell this thing was, but it seemed like, you know, half the people there knew about this car. But you know what's interesting? What they knew about this car, it wasn't that the horsepower was 1,025. A few people didn't even know. They thought it was like 850 or something. They were still talking the old Demon numbers. What they knew about this car was that it was marked up to the moon. Almost every single person I talked to immediately went right into, so what did you pay for it? How much over did you pay? Did you see these things are going for $250,000? Did you see these things are $200,000? People are paying $100,000 to $150,000 over. It was nonstop. It was constant. People kept saying it over and over again, meaning that sadly, the glory behind this car is mainly appreciated by Mopar enthusiasts, muscle car enthusiasts, but it's overshadowed with the general public based on the ridiculous pricing that the dealers put on these cars. And yes, it's a special car. Do I think it's worth more than what Dodge is asking for it before they raised it, $12,000? Absolutely, I think it's well worth that. With the $12,000 addition in price that Dodge, the manufacturer, put on there, I would almost still feel good paying that price if I was in that position. But I'm not comfortable with the price of $200,000, $220,000, $230,000, $250,000, $300,000, $400,000, VIN matching with another Demon. They're wanting the $500,000 or $600,000 for both cars. I mean, there's some pretty ridiculous things that are taking place out there, and most of them are being propagated by dealers. But now, unlike ever before, I'm going to talk a little bit about the used car dealerships and just make this point that they are getting a hold of these cars now as consignment cars. And here's why. Why would you pay 6, 8, 10% of your car's sales price if this was the hottest car in the world, which I believe it is, and it would go for $200,000+? Well, the reason why, there's a couple reasons. One, you would consign this car if you can't sell it yourself. And the only reason you wouldn't be able to sell this car yourself, as hot as it is, as amazing as it is if you are asking too much money. See dealers. Dealers can't sell their cars because the prices are too high. So now, and you don't even talk about interest rate with this car. So many people are paying cash. They don't care. It's all good. You should be able to find a buyer to write a check for this car. No problem. But when somebody can't sell their Demon 170 that they bought with the intention to flip it, it's because they're asking too much money. But Brad, why are they asking too much money? Why not just dump it to 150, sell it in an hour, and if you paid 120 for it, scoop your 30 and walk? Why wouldn't they just do that? And here's why. They didn't pay 120 for the car. They paid 180, 190, they paid 200, and they're trying to get 260, 270. They're trying to make a big, huge win because they got caught. They got caught in the excitement at the beginning. This is an interesting phenomenon because I don't think it was as prevalent with the 2018 Demon. It certainly wasn't, even with the Hellcats and Red Eyes this last year. Pretty much, it was only the primary market, dealer to consumer, where prices got jacked up, and then the secondary market, we were kind of felt lucky if we got what we paid for out of the car, or if we didn't lose too much money if we had to trade it in for some reason. But now with the Dodge Demon 170, prices got so radically inflated by the dealerships on the primary market that there are people that believe that they could buy them with a markup for $200,000 and still get out from underneath the car by putting it on eBay. And I'll share this example. I'm going to put up on the screen. This car in California, where nothing in the world makes sense, where everyone is insane. Yes, it's ridiculous, but it's beautiful and warm today. But everything's ridiculous. Prices are stupid. Everything costs more. Taxes are ridiculous. I get all that stuff. And no, I'm not moving. I'm not leaving all my family and friends. They mean something to me. I know that's crazy, but they actually do. So in California, in Orange County, where I live, where it now becomes even worse, and catching up to LA when it comes to stupidity on prices for anything and everything, is this Sublime Green Demon was put up by a dealership here, and I know the people. I've been to car meets there, so I'm not talking trash about them, but I'll tell you, they have one. I'm going to bet you dollars to donuts this thing is a consignment car. They put it up for $265,900. $265,900. It's been up for, gosh, a month now or something. I don't know how long. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, related to the dealership in Orange County, but it's in Miami. Just as stupid with car prices. Okay, just as stupid. So everything I said still applies. So we've got North Miami. They are asking $265,900. The the bids, there were 46 bids, and it ended at $182,100. Now, if you go to eBay, which I'll put up on the screen, there's a whole bunch of these cars not selling, less and less bids. The bids are lower. There's a couple where the bid, I believe, landed around $200,000, and the seller's still not taking that money. And if I was that seller, I would take that money and run, because right now we just had a decently spec'd out 170 stall with 46 bids at $182,100. And if I go to eBay and search Demon 170s, here's one right now, $196,346. This car is also in Florida, and it's just sitting there. It's not going anywhere. That one's not moving. If we go to, there's another one for $200,000. This car is sitting there at $200,000. One bid for $200,000, and a buy it now price at $219,999. Now here's the deal: only one bid at $200,000. Knowing how eBay works, that bid could not even be real. So I wouldn't put a lot of weight on that one. With that said, I would also say that that $200,000 bid, the fact that they're not taking it, it could be them with another account, so that they're safe. So they're waiting for $220,000. Another one at $237,000, $237,980, or best offer, and it's just sitting there. It's not going anywhere. So what I believe is taking place is there's so many people in the secondary market. Here's one: 210,000, 209,000, 278, 229, 225, not moving. They're not moving, and the bids are the one that actually, you know, got a solid bid. It appears with 46 bids on it was like 182,000, and that's why I believe not just that one, but I talked to, and I'm going to be careful what I say here, but a few dealers who have these things, and one in particular who said, Brad, I'm at 150. I'm at 50,000 over. I'm at 50,000 over on these cars, which means if it's a 125 or let's say 135 spec, it's a $180,000 car. So a 120 car spec, $170,000 car. That's about what they're actually worth, what they're going for. Actually, not worth, that's what they're going for right now. So if you think they're 100 over, trust me when I tell you, dealers are sitting there going, I think I need to take 50 over. Now, they're waiting, they're in meetings where they're saying, let's hold out and see. Let's see what happens. Let's wait till after Christmas. Let's see what happens the 1st of January. And let's see what happens with the prices, because right now we'd like to get 100 over. I had one of my subscribers tell me that he was at 100 over, said, I just can't do it. They came down to 70 over. Thanks for sharing that story with me. And he's holding out for them to come down to 50 over. I am very confident he's going to get it for 50 over. But I'll tell you what I believe is going to happen over this next few months with all the secondary market buyers out there, the buyer's remorse that you're going to find, meaning people who buy this thing and realize they're never going to take it to a track. There's nothing they can do with it. They've already taken it to Cars and Coffee. They've taken it out on the road to see their friends. They've shown it off to everybody, and they put it in their garage. That, well, I might as well see what I can get as they watch prices declining. And no, that's not me. I absolutely already started the ball rolling, having a great conversation with a guy where we're going to work on setting up some really fun races. His Black Ghost against my Demon, and a few other amazing cars against this thing. And it's just a matter of us putting it together and me learning, because mind you, I am an absolutely inexperienced racer. So, but I want to get it there. It's something I just want to, it's like every kid's dream to actually throw a helmet on and go launch a car at a racetrack. So we're working on that. But most of these people are bought this thing in the excitement, and now they're thinking, what the hell am I going to do? So you're going to see them coming on the secondary market, and let me tell you what they're worth. In my opinion, and this is where I'm going to get beat up in the comments. Boy, am I sick of the comments. Boy, am I sick of the comments. But I'm going to get beat up. But I've been right about almost, I would say, everything this last 3-4 years that I've been sharing this stuff with you all. This is a $150,000 car. I own one now. It's a $150,000 car. Some are going to say it's worth less. No, based on what I'm experiencing with this thing, this car is a $150,000 car. At 150 grand, all you got to do is take it on a test drive, and if you can afford 150 grand, you're writing that check. It's worth it all day long. This is the most ridiculous, obnoxious, just psychotic thing I've ever been behind the wheel of. I'm not even on ethanol yet, and I'm running at 900 horsepower. I cannot even begin to think on what in the hell this thing will do when it's at 1,025 horsepower with these sticky drag radials on it, after owning a red eye and spinning it, just basically a spinning machine. That this thing, while could spin its tires, is going to stick when the tires are warm and actually get the speed out of it. It's insane. It's almost terrifying. It's unreal, and it's worth 150 grand. That's my expectation of the value on this car. Now, will it bounce around for a while between 150 and 180? Absolutely. But remember, that's down from 250, 300, 350, 400, 225, and the people now that are still hanging out for the 200s, the 220s. Now, somebody's going to say, but Brad, my dealer's selling them for this. They're asking that. Please just connect. Let's get our brains together here. What someone asks for publicly does not matter. You know where you learn that lesson? You learn that lesson with your insurance company when you crash your car and it's totaled, and they tell you it's only worth $50,000, and you go, no, it's worth 70 because everybody's asking 70, or it's worth 60, everybody's asking 60. And the insurance company gives you a life lesson of it's not about what people are asking, it's about what they're actually selling for. And then they go and do the research and find out that it's actually 55. It's not 60. People can ask whatever they want for a car. And a lower production car, you're going to have asking prices that wildly inflate people's belief of what this car is worth. It's a $150,000 to $180,000 car right now based on the current market conditions at best. That means 50 over, not 100 over. Don't pay 100 over. I'm going to tell you not to pay 100 over. I'm going to tell you you shouldn't pay 50 over. But if you pay 50, if you're willing to pay 100 over, hold out. Save that $50,000 and donate it to somebody. But save yourself $50,000 and get it for 50 over. A lot of dealers are sitting on these things. They're not moving because the greed is still in them. They can't get it out. The secondary market, the consignment market's coming, and they're going to be people that are going to lose money. They're going to have to take a haircut on the car that they paid $200 for, thinking they were going to get $250. People paid markups thinking they're still going to make money on the car based on the initial excitement about the car. No, whenever I see something that is that ridiculously overblown, which this was at the beginning, to where right now the general public, all they think about when they see this car is how ridiculously expensive it is on the open market for asking prices, then we have gotten to a crazy place that's unsustainable, and this car will come down. Why am I okay with that? Because I didn't buy it to flip it. Because I didn't buy it to make money on the car. I did buy it, well, to have fun on YouTube with you all, so I'll make money there, but I bought it for myself. So I don't care what this price is. I don't care if this thing drops to $75,000 tomorrow. I don't care. But I'm going to keep delivering you all the truth, the facts, content that helps you make good decisions when you're buying your cars. Some fun stuff like my last video. Go watch it. That was so much fun, and it only got 6,000 or 7,000 views, but go watch that thing. But I want to help you all save money, and I want to get you off the excitement of, I got to have that car, I'll pay 100 over. You'll get it for less. I promise you. That guy just got the dealership by holding on from 100 to 70. Now he's just got to take him to 50. And while that dealership's sitting there on that car and it's taking up all this room on their showroom floor, and they can just scoop themselves a quick 50 plus the profit they make on the car, they're going to take it. Now, will he get it for less if he waits a little longer? It can happen. It could happen, but that might be hard, because I think the secondary market is going to settle down around that maybe 160 range, and for that reason I don't think you're going to steal one of these things. So with that, everybody, please like, subscribe, comment, share this video if you think it'll help anybody, and I will see you in the next one. Merry Christmas. Have an amazing Christmas. And if this video gets up after Christmas, I hope you had an amazing Christmas. Take care. Bye-bye.